Then the disciples of John came to him, saying, Master, why do we and the Pharisees fast while you and your disciples do not? Jmmanuel said to them, How can the ignorant fast and suffer while they are being taught knowledge? And how can the teacher fast when he must teach knowledge to the ignorant? Truly, I say to you, your teachings are false if you fast according to a religious dogma. Fasting serves only the health of the body and the growth of the spirit. No one mends an old garment with a new patch of cloth, because the patch will tear again from the garment, and the rip will become worse. Neither is new wine poured into old wineskins, for the skins will tear, the wine will spill, and the wineskins will be ruined. Instead, new wine is put into new wineskins, so both are preserved. The daughter of Jairus, the woman with hemophilia. While he was talking with them, behold, one of the community leaders came and knelt before him, saying, My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her so she will live. And Jmmanuel stood up and his disciples followed him. And behold, a woman who had hemophilia for 12 years stepped up behind him and touched the fringe of his garment. She spoke to herself, If only I could touch his garment, I would be cured. Then Jmmanuel turned around and saw her, and he said, Be comforted, your faith has helped you. And the woman was well from that hour on. When he came into the community leader's house and saw the pipers and the turmoil of the people, he spoke, Depart, because the maiden is not dead but is asleep. And they laughed at him. But after the people were driven out, he entered and took her by the hand and spoke, I'll order you to get up and walk. And the maiden stood up and walked, and soon the news of this spread through that entire land. A blind man and 2 mutes. As Jmmanuel left and continued on from there, a blind man followed him, crying, O Lord, you Son of wisdom and knowledge, who can use the power of your Spirit, take pity on me. And as he arrived at his house, the blind man stepped up to him, and Jmmanuel spoke to him, Do you have confidence that I can do this? And he answered him, Yes, Master. Then Jmmanuel touched his eyes, saying, Be it done to you according to your faith. And his eyes were opened and he saw. Then Jmmanuel warned him, saying, See to it that no one learns what happened to you. However, the man went out and spread the news of him throughout that land. After the man had left, behold, they brought to him 2 people who were mute and possessed. And after the evil demons of self-delusion were cast out, behold, the mutes could speak. And the people were amazed, saying, Such things have never been seen in Israel. How mighty are these new teachings about the power of the Spirit that they can accomplish such miracles. However, the Pharisees said, He drives out the evil spirits through their supreme chief, and he blasphemes God, our Lord. But among themselves they said, Who is this Jmmanuel, who possesses greater wisdom and greater knowledge than we? His teachings are mightier and truer than ours, and therefore he endangers us. We must try to seize him, so that he will suffer death. The Great Harvest. And Jmmanuel went about in all the cities and villages, taught in their synagogues and preached the mystery of creation and of the laws of nature, so that the Spirit could attain omnipotence. He preached about the spiritual kingdom within humans and healed every type of sickness and infirmity. When he saw the people, he took pity on them, for they were languishing and scattered like a flock of sheep without a shepherd. Then he spoke to his disciples, The harvest is great, but there are few laborers to bring it in. Seek and pray in your consciousness that more laborers will be found for the harvesting. And so it came to pass that workers for the harvest were found, who gathered around Jmmanuel to become disciples. Chapter 10. Commissioning of the disciples. He called his 12 disciples to him and gave them the knowledge for controlling the unclean spirits, so they could drive them out and heal every sickness and infirmity. These are the names of the 12 disciples: Simon called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Simon Canaeus, and Judas Iscariot, the only one, other than Jmmanuel, who understood handwriting. Jmmanuel sent forth these 12, commanding them and saying, Do not go into the streets of Israel, and do not go to the scribes and Pharisees, but go into the cities of the Samaritans and to the ignorant in all parts of the world. Once I have left you, go to those who lack understanding, to the idol worshippers and the ignorant, because they do not belong to the house of Israel, which will bring death and bloodshed into the world. Go out and preach and say, The laws of nature are the laws of creation, and the power of the creational spirit within humans embodies life. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, drive out evil spirits. Because you received without having to pay, give therefore without compensation. You shall not amass gold, silver or copper in your belts. Also, on your travels you shall not take large bags with you in which to carry food, water and clothing. Go on your way with only the bare essentials for eating and sleeping, for keeping yourselves clean, and for a change of clothing. Never carry too much with you, because you would only burden yourselves and become welcome victims of waylaying bandits. Remember furthermore, all labor is worthy of its reward, and you will not be wanting if you diligently preach and teach the true knowledge. When you go into a city or village, inquire if someone is there who is worthy, and stay with him until you depart. And when you enter a house, greet it. If the house is worthy, your peace will pass on to the occupants. But if it is not worthy, your peace will return to you. And if someone will not take you in or listen to your words, leave that house or that city and shake the dust from your feet. Truly, I say to you, do not stay in such places, because they are abodes of the ignorant and evil. People there will not recognize the words of truth and knowledge. Flee from those places, because their residents are disloyal to creation and the laws of nature. The people there worship shrines, false gods and idols, but not creation, nor do they follow its laws. Flee from those places, for people there will try to take your life, because they do not want to forsake their false teachings. Flee from such unrighteous people, because you must not lose your life for the sake of truth and knowledge. No law demands this of you, nor is there one that endorses such recklessness. Truly, I say to you, many, nevertheless, will die and shed their blood into the sand, because later my teachings will be turned into false teachings that I never preached and which originate in the minds of the scribes and priests. Thereby they will bring the people under their control through belief in their false teachings, in order to rob them of their goods and belongings. Throughout the world there will be wailing and chattering of teeth when the blood flows from all those who have made my teachings of wisdom and knowledge into false teachings, and when the blood flows from all of those who, in their false belief and through evil seduction, believe and advocate these false teachings which certainly are not mine.